salutations. Welcome to another Monday's meditation. So, I was all set to go live and work out with you all today. But when I signed on, it ended up being a chatting session, which is excellent because honestly, my body is already sore from Saturday and things like that. So, I'm happy that we ended up chit chatting instead of working out. So I will leave a workout for tomorrow. You all will see me live tomorrow for the workout. So we're gonna start this. I'm gonna turn this down, and we're going to do today's daily calm. What happened? Especially with everything that's going on in this world. Welcome. I can't see who you are, but welcome. Especially with everything that is going on in this world, I feel like I need to take the time to keep my mind and my mental good to go. Okay, so what are we doing here? Gospel producer, you see? Oh, Gail, thank you for sharing. Okay, so let's see. I want to do this. This world is just absolutely going crazy. So, hey, Purple Love. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to do the daily calm. Let's turn this down. Let's go to this one. The daily calm is normally about 10 minutes. So, you all know that I am working on healing myself. So, I am going to do my daily calms. Okay. And I am working on trying to forgive. Trying to forgive. And if I have to ask God every day, please help me to forgive these people. Please help me to forgive these people. God, please help me to forgive. Then that's what I have to do to heal myself. Because these people that do you wrong are going to go on about their business and they don't care because that's their spirit and their energy. So that way I'll be ready for whatever comes next. So, ironically, welcome to the Daily Calm. Okay, let me pause this. The Daily Calm today is called resistance. I'm Tamara Levitt, and today we'll welcome to the Daily Calm. I'm Tamara Levitt, and today we'll be focusing on the theme of resistance. Start by taking a comfortable posture, sitting upright in a way that's not too relaxed or too tight. Close your eyes, soften your whole body. Let go of any thoughts or concerns you're holding. Do your best to allow yourself to become present. Now gently come to the breath, focusing on the natural breath as an anchor, establishing your awareness here.
Enjoy each new breath. Allow it to guide you into a relaxed present state. Each breath offering a focus, something to keep returning back to.
I'm just focusing on my breath, just breathing normally. No deep breath, just breathing normally.
Now shift your focus from the breath to the body, scanning the head and face and focusing on this area. Observe the forehead and temples. And let any tension in the mouth and jaw melt away. And then extend that awareness down your neck, all the way into the shoulders, noticing any sensation here, tightness or contraction, warmth or coolness, and just allowing for whatever is in our experience. And then extend your focus down the arms, just resting the arms in an effortless way. Move your focus down through the wrists, hands, and fingers. And observe any tingling, itchiness, pressure,
My
or
legs hurt.
pulsing. Objectively observing any sensations without judgment or reactivity. And now focus your attention on the chest, filling the chest up with air, and then letting go, letting go, letting go.
Letting go.
Soften your belly, noticing any softness or emotion or tightness. And then tuning into the area of your back, noticing what's here. We're not trying to change anything. We're not making anything we experience wrong. We're simply noticing. Feeling into the area of the pelvis now. Noticing where your body makes contact with your cushion or chair. And exhaling the breath down the legs, through the knees. Feeling any heaviness or lightness, warmth or coolness. And directing your focus down to your feet, all the way into the tips of your toes. And now, for these last few breaths, just feeling into the whole body, accepting everything in your experience, observing everything with non judgmental awareness, resisting nothing. And now relax your attention, relax the body. Today, I'd like to explore our resistance to change. One of the reasons we meditate is to develop more acceptance of whatever we face in life. We often resist things we can't change, and that resistance causes suffering. Often, our resistance to our circumstances does more harm than the circumstances we're resisting. When we sit, we learn to be aware of our ever flowing river of thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment. We practice acknowledging and leaning into our experience as a way to soften and accept things. And what's true in meditation is true in life. One thing I often resist is winter. Most of my life, I've lived in a northern climate where winter can be harsh. You'd think after many winters, the resistance would erode. But every year, it's a challenge. The tool I've discovered to deal with resistance is to find the enjoyment in my changing reality. I look for the bright side of whatever I'm resisting, sometimes the smaller things, like the prettiness of a new snowfall, the fact that winter presents opportunities for new ways to play with my nieces and nephews. I try to find appreciation for these upsides. And on days that finding appreciation is a challenge, I simply remind myself of the principle of impermanence. All things have a beginning and an ending. So we can trust that spring will arrive in just a little while. As we build up acceptance of life's constant change, we grow inner strength and resilience. As Albert Camus said, in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer, and that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back. Now, gently notice the areas of your body that make contact with the floor or chair. Bring your attention back to the room. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed today's daily calm. Bring this quality of non resistance with you into the day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So I don't even think I could do. I wanted to rewind it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Welcome to the everything.
Okay. So I'm emotional, but these are not tears of hurt. They're tears of clarification. And I'm not afraid to cry because I feel like when you cry, you cleanse your soul. There's feelings behind me crying. Um, but I want to hear this part again because, like I said, in the workout with driven by purpose workout, we didn't work out. Like I said, we talked today, and I'm trying to be open to what the creator um, is sharing with me spiritually. And some things that was shared, and I know that God was talking through the sister. I know that God was talking through the sister. It was a message that I needed to hear. So it's ironic that the daily calm today was about resistance. So because it went by so fast, I want to listen to that part again. She used as an example her resistance to cold weather. Growing up in the Northeast, and that is, New York, New Jersey, it snows and stuff, and she doesn't like the cold, and finding resistance to that. And within this message is me finding a calm and a peace and a forgiveness within this resistance that I'm going through, this storm that I'm going through right now. And I just want to hear that again, hear that part again from her. So let me run that back. Okay.
Today, I'd like to explore our resistance to change. One of the reasons we meditate is to develop more acceptance of whatever we face in life. We often resist things we can't change, and that resistance causes suffering. Often, our resistance to our circumstances does more harm than the circumstances we're resisting. When we sit, we often resist.
So let me break this down.
Today, I'd like to explore our resistance to change.
Resistance to change.
One of the reasons we meditate is to develop more acceptance of whatever we face in life. We often resist things we can't change.
We often resist things we can't change. And my situation with the Gambia, or with experiences that I happened in, that things that I experienced in the Gambia, I can say that that's true without a shadow of a doubt. I see that there are things that I cannot change, and there is resistance within me against that, because it's like, well, why, for whatever reason. So that's true.
And that resistance causes suffering. Often, our resistance to our circumstances does more harm than the circumstances we're resisting.
That's true. Because my resistance has caused me a tremendous amount of suffering, whether it was my fault or not. It's true.
When we sit, we learn to be aware of our ever flowing river of thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment. We practice acknowledging and leaning into our experience as a way to soften and accept things. And what's true in meditation is true in life. One thing I often resist is winter. Most of my life, I've
She said acknowledging and
leaning into our experience.
acknowledging and leaning into our experience.
When we sit, we learn to be aware of our ever flowing river of thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment. We practice acknowledging and leaning into our experience as a way to soften and accept things. And what's true in meditation is true in life. One thing I often resist is winter. Most of my life, I've lived in a northern climate where winter can be harsh. You'd think after many winters, the resistance would erode. But every year, it's a challenge. The tool I've discovered to deal with resistance is to find the enjoyment in my changing reality. I look for the bright side of whatever I'm resisting, sometimes the smaller things, like the prettiness of a new snowfall, the fact that winter presents opportunities for new ways to play with my nieces and nephews. I try to find appreciation for these upsides. And on days that finding appreciation is a challenge, I simply remind myself of the principle of impermanence. All things have a beginning and an ending. So we can trust that spring will arrive in just a little while. As we build up acceptance of life's constant change, we grow inner strength and resilience. As Albert Camus said, in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer, and that makes me happy. For it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back. Yeah.
The end of last year, I made a decision that I was done playing with my health as far as like going up and down with the weight and this, that, and the third. Because I always work out, but I wasn't focused on what I was eating because of the emotional distress that has been caused that I've been going through. So it's never been any resistance with fitness for me because I know that that is what gets me back to mentally, it centers me. But I also reminded myself that a lot of the things that was happening, that is happening to me in the Gambia, West Africa, the smiling coast of West Africa, which is AKA the scamming coast of West Africa, I realized that I refuse to give it my energy. Why am I going to continue to allow something to take my joy, take my peace, just because of whatever these people are going through, that they want to inflict the same abuse and curses that has been bestowed upon them upon me? So I'm grateful that I'm taking this time to heal. Because so many times we walk around with trauma. Stella, no, no. What I say? No. I said no. Relax. Relax. Hey, no, no. Sit. Thank you. She decided to listen today. So many times we walk around with trauma. Some of us will seek ways, and whether it's therapy or whatever, they will seek ways to find some healing. And some just live in it. And I don't want to live in this trauma, right? I I want to eventually put this behind me. Like in this daily calm of resistance, it said that no storm lasts forever. These cases this my robbery case has been lingering on for 4 years. And now they're like, oh, we need a judge, blah, blah, blah. One thing, Toya said a lot of things to us today. But one thing she said, like she even asked me, do you need anything? Kind hearted people get taken advantage of. Thank you to to the person that said that and encouraged me on my last meditation video. I wouldn't change certain things for the world. Like I would not change the fact that I have a good heart, a giving heart, because that's why I'm blessed, right? Give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, shaken down, right? Shaken down, runneth over. But given and it shall be given unto you. There's a reason why Oprah and all them are wealthy. She gives, minus the other nonsense that people talk about. I'm just saying, giving. If you have your hand open to give, then it's also open to receive. So if I have my hand like this, like this, like this, how can I receive anything? I'm taking and I'm holding on, but I'm not giving anything. How can I receive? I don't have my hand opens to receive. You can't put anything in hands that are like this. But one thing she said to me, and I know it, but sometimes we gotta be reminded. And I'm grateful for this space that I have with Driven by Purpose. It's $10 a month, right? But military people, I've never been in the military, but military people, you creating your own family. Y'all become family, right? I'm not military, but I'm grateful that I have this space where the two of us, me and another girl, we didn't want to work out today, but we signed on. We like, okay, we're gonna do it. Because I took Stella for a walk today, and my legs still hurt from this morning and from Saturday when I rode my life away on the cycling, right? But besides the forgiveness, me, God, I need you to help me to forgive these people. God, I need you to, anytime it rises up and I have a trigger, God, please help me to forgive these people. Because forgiving them is going to help me heal. It's going to help me because I can't write and be angry. These mother son of a lovers, they're gonna be like, what the hell type of book is this? Is this our Kathy book? So I want to get my story out, but I also want to get it out to people that are ready to receive it. Because you all may be ready to receive it, but I might not be ready to give it in the proper form. I still have anger, I still have hurt. But the more I forgive them, the more I heal myself. And we know that that's so, it's like it's what's the word I'm looking for? People don't want to hear it. Oh, I gotta forgive them. I want to keep this hate, and I kept saying that. I want to keep this hate. I want to keep this hate, but it's not doing anything for me, right? So me asking for forgiveness is not letting them go. It's still holding them accountable, but it's giving me an opportunity to heal, to write in a proper setting, mindset, and move on with my life. Because these people, Jesus Christ, I'm I pray for their souls because we know that whether it's religion that you're talking about, spirituality, or the laws of nature, or just karma, right? Karma is the laws of nature. But we know that God can take care, the creator, God, the ancestors can take care of these criminals way better than I can. Depending on how much you believe in the Bible and the curses that these generational curses, like I pray that God, I pray that God has mercy on them. That's all I'm gonna say. Because the energy that they continue to put out and all this negative energy and you scamming and scamming and scamming and you're scamming people that are trying to have a piece of some type of freedom. People get in front of this camera, go to Africa and just, you know, trash America, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. But they're all going to Africa in hopes of having a better life than what we're going through in America. The hustle and the bustle and this it's still a hustle and a bustle. It's just a different hustle and bustle. The way we can get up and go to Sprouts, Whole Foods, Walmart, or whatever and go and buy food, you still got to go to do the same thing in Africa. Imagine going to Walmart. I'm looking for a step stool. We can go to Walmart and get a step stool, purchase a step stool, and go home and going about our business. Now in Africa, in the Gambia, you go and look for a step stool. You may go to 5 different stores until you get to where you're going, right? So it's still this. It's still a hustle. It's just a different hustle. And if you're there on vacation, then we know when you're on holiday, it's laid back, drinking Mai Tais. I don't know. What the heck is a Mai Tai? That's just it's something on a box that says mahi mahi and mai tai came to my mind. But you can be drinking water, drinking juice, drinking alcohol, just enjoying yourself on your vacation. So no one goes, I don't think anyone goes overseas for the rah rah and the nonsense. Everyone is just looking for their own little piece of heaven. And to know that there are people that are on the continent that are scamming, you're going to get yours. They're going to get theirs. But as for me, besides holding them accountable legally in court, other than that, I could care less. Yes, there are going to be people that are still going to get scammed. And I'm sorry for that. I'm doing my part. I've done my part for the past 5 years of telling y'all what I could tell you at the time that I could tell you. So people may say, well, why are you not talking about this in the Gambia? Why are you not talking about that in the Gambia? Do you all not remember how many people that were African American that died? African American women that died in the Gambia, whether they died of suspicious reasons or non suspicious reasons. I'm not trying to die in that country for speaking the truth. What does the Bible say? People will kill you for, they will unalive you for telling the truth in the end of times, right? Who knows if this is the end of time? It may be just the end of what we know. We never thought COVID would happen, and that was the end of civilization as we knew it. Now civilization is trying to come back to, but some things still have not changed, right? Um, some places won't take cash. After COVID, no, tap and pay. They will not take cash, right? So some things are not going to go back to the way it was. Some things are not going to go back to the way it was. So civilization as we know it before COVID has changed. Um, but who knows what when people say, "Oh, we're living in the last days," who knows what that means? But what I can say is, um, some of the things that is said, as far as if you tell someone the truth, then they will unalive you. And I do know that there are situations where I feel like this is why a lot of people weren't saying anything in Africa, definitely in the Gambia, and most definitely if you are a single woman in the Gambia. So as my healing journey continues, the more I will share. It may not be on regular YouTube, right? You may have to join my membership or something like that on my Patreon because it's just not safe for me to really express and say certain things that are going on overseas in the public. I don't want you all to be saying RIP Tay Tay. I mean, there's some wicked people in this world, and you don't know until you're in a situation. They will smile and, oh, sister, let me help you. Ted Bundy was very nice, wasn't he? And handsome for what they say. A handsome, nice man wants to help you until he gets you alone and then you're never seen again. But one thing I do know, and what the sister said to me is forgive and watch the floodgates open. I know the Creator is coming to show up and show out. I know that. This is not my first rodeo. This is not my first storm. I thought the storm before this was the hardest one. This, mm, I endured that one in private. This one I'm enduring in the public. So I'm a firm believer that if things were taken from me in the public, what do you think my creator is going to do? Because he has a work for me to do, does he not? We all have a purpose. And to the people who have stopped my purpose, God help you. God help you. You may not believe in God. You may play around with Alhamdulillah just for misogynistic reasons because people know that, oh, if I speak to the misogyny in them, then I'm good to go. But I know that I was put on this earth for a purpose. And to the people that scammed me, robbed me, assaulted me, my lawyer that took my car and lost the evidence and lied on me, God help you. Our Kathy, Phoenix Rain, Molly Morris, you may have married an American, but you just married a dummy that's willing to take care of her man. He went through how many Americans? It's okay. Y'all have done some really messed up things to me because you weren't in the position that I'm in. I lost how much money and I'm still standing. So what does that say? I know a people, a lot. I know some people may not like me for my resilience, but that's their problem, not mine. How someone feels about me has nothing to do with me. I need to stay focused on what God wants me to do, my purpose. And like I said, to those who have thrown a wrench in what God has me to do in my job and knocked me off my bike, how God handles you has nothing to do with me because I know you all are suffering. I may have all this pain and when I say pain, it's pain because it's like, dang, y'all look like me. This is how we continue to do each other. That's what hurts. You stop on someone else's dream because you don't have any of your own. There's no question that we are strong people. For our Kathy Quay and Quasey to be able to raise 150,000, it's about 142 or something like that, one something. I'm rounding it up. 150, right? In 10 months shows that when we put our minds to something, African Americans, we could do the daggone thing. But being able to consistently, okay, so you raised it. Now what do you do with it? They did this. Put it in every pocket. Allegedly put it up their nose. Drinking and partying. That's what they did. And then they attack me because I spoke truth. It's okay. Our Kathy, we know you're suffering. Whether you have cancer or not, because you said you healed, but something put you in that position, in that predicament, for you to get up here and say, I got cancer, I need 80K through someone else. So is no Phoenix, you're in Benin, right? A French speaking country. Why are you telling Americans to come to Benin? Do they speak French? So they're going to speak the local language in French. How hard is it for an American to maneuver if you're in a French speaking country? How hard is it for an American to maneuver in the Gambia? A single woman feels like, oh, I got to have a man because this is a misogynistic country and they're going to look at me like, oh, she don't have a husband, she don't have children. Like that is supposed to justify who you are. What about the women that God didn't send a husband or they can't have children? So they are nothing because they can't have any children? And in man's eyes, they may be nothing, but in God's eyes, that's the mindset of our people. So imagine now we go to the Gambia, they say, oh, get you a boy, which is kind of racist to me, but they say, get you a boy. Let me bring up the comments. Um, they'll say, oh, go get you a boy. But what people need to realize is if you have someone beside you, if you have someone beside you and you're in the Gambia or in any African country, or not even an African country, say you go to Peru, right? And you're like, oh, I'm on vacation, but I need someone to show me around. Now, the working people, if it's during the week, they're going to be at work. Who's out on the streets? The bumpsters, the bummettes, and maybe the criminals who are out there to scam you. Those are the people that's out there on the streets that could be with you all day long because they don't have a job. Now, imagine that you are in Benin. Now, you're in Benin, you don't speak English, it's a French speaking country. Is that not going to open you up to more scams? You don't know the money. If anybody that I told to come to the Gambia, am I with them? Yes. Do they have access to me to call me? Hey, Shantae, yes. Have they met me? Absolutely. How many people went to Benin and did a consultation with Phoenix and met her? Ask them. Ask her. So this is why I say, greetings, Saint. So you all see me switching my legs out because I walked a lot today and they are a little sore. So that's why I keep stretching my legs and I'm trying to keep them closed because people have weird minds. But these people, like I said, they're already suffering. If you don't have any type of income and you go to Africa and now you have to live off of consultations and you have to live off of people and donations and begging and asking for money like AP and Jody and oh we need this, we need this, we need that, we need those people are already suffering. Can you imagine what the conversations that are had when the camera's off and in front of the camera? This is beautiful, we got this, we got that, but you're begging. And you have to scam people to live in this paradise of Africa. Does that make any sense? No. So, God, please help me to forgive them. And may you have mercy on their souls. Because I don't know what we think we're going to see 5 years from now. But if people continue to scam, they better stay overseas. Because coming back to America can be a problem. You start scamming people and taking their money. Is this why so many of them don't want to come back to America? Or is it because they scam so much and they're scared? They're afraid? It's okay. I'm going to go on to continue my purpose before all of this stuff happened 5 years ago. Because in 2 days, it will start my 5th year from when I went to the Gambia the first time. 5 years, October 8th. Time flies. And I really don't have time for these criminals. If this is not how I live my life, I'm not scamming people in America. I'm not out here wowing for respect. People are not assaulting me here. I mean, I did get robbed thanks to Shrek, but allegedly, you know. I mean, nobody needs to dox anyone. If you're posting someone's personal home address, is something wrong with you, right? And someone should have you in court one day because that's not cool. But there are some wicked people in this world and their brains don't work properly. So for me, because I'm not on their level, I don't I don't know how these people lived their life before they went over there to Africa. I have no idea how they lived their life. But showing how they're living their life there showed me that they don't have anything going from them here. So I need to get up out the mud with the pigs and get back on the throne as to where I was. Not being narcissistic, but knowing who you are and knowing what you have accomplished in life and understanding where all this hate came from. Could they buy a car? Quasi was in America, was in Gambia for how long and never had a car? I don't have to scam someone to pay my rent for the year. I don't have to do all this. There are people that have come on my page and say, Tay Tay, you have helped me. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. The fact that these people are on YouTube every day or on social media every day and they don't have anyone that's underneath the comments saying, thank you for helping me is, I mean, that's just evidence in itself. So I'm going to start with the woman in the camera. And every day, and this is not going to happen overnight, but every day and every time I feel myself a trigger coming on, because anytime someone says something about the Gambia, it's like, ugh, I just want to vomit right then and there. It just brings, I'm like, my heartbeat start, it's trauma. My heartbeat start beating. I'm like, these mother son of a, it's just nothing good. So when those things happen, God just help me to forgive them. Help me to forgive them and move on because I am too blessed to be dealing with this. And it took me some time because in my mind, when someone says something, when someone lies on you, you're just like, you're lying. You just want people to hear the truth, right? But I realize that some people don't want to hear the truth. The people that got some common sense, they're like, Tay Tay, we see this. We see that they done scammed you. We see it. But then there are some people that just don't want to see the truth. They can't handle the truth, which is fine. I'm taking this time for myself because I'm better than them. Yes, I did say that. I'm better than them. When you know you are, I'm better than them. And I'm better than this. So I know the more I heal, the more I heal and the more I forgive, the more I forgive, the more I heal myself, the better off I will be. And I will be able to talk about this. Because you think I'm not going to write these books? Oh, God. It's going to be like Harry Potter. I'm going to write and I'm going to write and I'm going to write. And then I'm probably going to hire a ghostwriter to clean it up because I'm not a writer. But my healing is going to come and I can get back to doing what God told me to do, which is being a servant and helping people. That's what I've always done. No matter what stage in life I'm in, I've always had this desire to serve people. Hospitality. I'm a cancer, so I like to feed people. I like to make people feel safe and comfortable. That's just who I am. That's why I was in charge of hospitality for Invest Relocate Africa or Kathy Hills Vacation Properties. So I'm going to continue to do the work that God told me to do, whether it's here in America, whether it's in Africa. But I love serving people. I love helping the poor because even though I'm not rich and wealthy, there's someone that is always in a worse position and predicament than me. I spoke to someone yesterday and they told me what has happened to them, and I was standing there like this. So they've been through something that I've been through, but it was way worse, way worse. And I'm looking at them and I'm getting emotional and I'm like, I just heard God say, like, it could be worse. So I'm grateful that what I went through, that I went through what I went through, but more importantly, I'm grateful that I didn't die in the Gambia. I'm grateful that I didn't lose my life there, like so many other Black women that were just leaving America to go and have a better life somewhere else. Now, they weren't, whether they weren't conscious about or they weren't knowledgeable that Gambia is more expensive than they thought, and then they fell into hard times. Me personally, I would have came back to America. I would have came back. I wouldn't have stayed. But I pray that the women that are in Africa that are single, because just so you know, just because you're single doesn't mean you can't travel. Okay? Even though some people say that. You can go wherever you want, whether you're single or not. But I pray that they have the gift of discernment. When you see that something is going wrong, don't ignore it because it could be a life or death situation. Africa is not America, no matter how much people say it's safe here, it's peaceful. First of all, countries in Africa, you cannot compare the Gambia to the United States. That's like comparing this to this. It's two separate things. I can't make a phone call on this. So this is the Gambia and this is America. It's two separate things. But can we compare a country, the Gambia, to a city in America? Absolutely. I'm just going to say it's not as safe as people say it is. And if they say it is, they're lying to your face. Because if Africa was so safe, I mean, people wouldn't leave there the way they're leaving, right? Gambia was way safer X amount of years ago before now. I mean, I'm seeing people getting robbed in broad daylight. They walking down the street, girl walking down the street, she walking towards the boys, they walking towards her, they go over to her, they snatch her, shake her up, do whatever, then took a pocketbook and walked off in broad daylight. Now they probably didn't know that they were on CCTV footage. So I pray that the women overseas will have a gift of discernment and that they will not ignore the warning signs. Now, as far as the tourism and them, the schmecks, they're going to do what they want. I just pray that God protects them because how many of us knew we were sleeping with the enemy? Hmm? How many women in Africa and the Gambia right now are getting beat up by their dudes? So I pray that they have the gift of discernment and I pray that they have a willpower to walk away. But then I still pray for protection because if you walk away, we also know that if you're in a certain type of relationship when you walk away, that's the most dangerous time for you. So I pray for the people that are over on the continent, the African Americans that are over on the continent, because we're not built for that. African Americans are the nicest people on the planet. We will give you our shirts off our backs. But continental Africans know that as well. This is why when they walk up to you, oh, I'm hungry. Look at me, right? And I'm not making fun. I'm just saying that this is what they do when they may not even be hungry. One thing about Gambians is they eat good. And if you see around the Islamic holidays, you will see just how poor they are. Equate it to, think about it as an African American. They want to act like African Americans are poor collectively, but our spending power is in the trillions. So we have money, we just don't spend it on the right things, just like Gambians. They just don't spend it on the right things. Moonlight 555. Exactly. I had to do the same thing. Forgiving is hard, but God said revenge is mine and mine's only. Something like that. Thank you, sis. You know, it's truly unfortunate that anyone dealing with, and this is not everyone, but enough of us have the same sad story of dating or dealing with a continental African, and some situations and experiences are worse than others. To the point where there are some people that I mean, I met someone, she volunteered with me for the Serakunda. She was the only American that was at the Serakunda giveaway where we did the morning and the night. That was the biggest giveaway. It was Renee Marcus's nephew, and then Renee Marcus's uncle, and then Renee Marcus's nephew. Wait, let me get it right. Renee Marcus's uncle, which was the little young boy, and then Renee Marcus's brother, and then her brother, Renee Marcus's brother's friend. They all did the giveaway with me, and you all know how Renee Marcus and except for the young boy. The young boy, he from Togo. He's different from them. He's not broke like them. He's getting his father's inheritance. He's just in school. He's 16. But the biracial girl that was there with me, she called herself Pocahontas. They called her Poca. Poca bought land. She had 2 pieces of land. Poca bought a house. I mean, I bought a car. But Poca was not happy in the Gambia, and Poca left and said she's never coming back. There's a Gambian that came, went back home to the Gambia to visit for holiday. Him and his son. I think I told you all this in another live, and his it was just him and his son on the compound, and robbers came in, and I have the video and pictures, and it just looks like a crime scene. They wouldn't stop jabbing him. Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? That's what they were saying. A Gambian told me this, and he said that the Gambian said that he's leaving and he's never coming back. The little boy had to run out the house and yell to the neighbors for the neighbors to come. So they're doing this to their own people, not just not just the foreigners. So I pray for the foreigners that are there, and specifically the ones that do not have husbands, because the single women, I don't want to say they're sitting ducks, but people are always watching them. So I pray that God will put a hedge of protection over them, because no one should ever have to go through what I went through in the Gambia just because you're looking for some peace outside of America or in addition to America. No one should have had to go through that. But vengeance, God is a loving God, and I always when I read the Bible sometimes I'm like, dang, God was gangster as heck. Like he going in, he just open the earth and swallow people alive, and what in the world? But um that is something that I'm going to put on my vision board, which is forgiveness. God has great things in store for me. I haven't been working towards nothing. I've been working towards things, and this was just a horrible detour, a 5-year detour, but I'm back on track now. And the Bible says, I will make your enemy your footstool. So I know that it was these criminals' jobs to keep me angry and chasing my tail like Stella, but I'm focused. I'm back focused now. And whatever happens in court, that's up to God. I did what I had to do. Show the evidence. I did what I had to do. Whatever happens is going to happen. But I'm going to move on with my life, and I will be writing. So for the people that wanted to be famous, they're going to be infamous in my book. That's just it. And I'm going to say this now, even if I don't feel it. Thank you, God, for using me for this experience or this journey. Because there were plenty of people that could have spoke up, but they didn't. But I thank God for using me for this, because I'm going to come out of this like pure gold, a diamond, shine bright like a diamond. I just want to continue to do my purpose in life. Someone said to me, I want to win this race. And I was put on this earth to win this race, not to run in circles behind criminals. I'm going to file my lawsuits that I need to file, and then I'm done. Because I mean, If I wasn't so angry all the time, I have so much content to push out. But I also know that I'm in the process of moving, and that is going to be a beautiful thing. Um, and I'm starting my next chapter in life. When you know that you haven't done anything wrong, you can walk with your head high and walk into your light. None of these criminals and scammers that have done this, Juliet, none of these people can do this. Do you see them out and about? Quasey's ex-wife said she saw him, and she said Quasey looked like he needed charity. She finally got a job. She's on her feet. Kudos to you, sis. What's the saying? You can't keep a good woman down. And only small-minded men will say, "Oh, she don't have a husband. She don't have any children." That has nothing to do with the money that you scammed me out of. Nothing to do with that. But you can speak to the misogynists and the small-minded men and the black male worshiping women, because those are the people that will believe that. Anyone that has common sense and use their brain themselves will know they're not going to run with that. But this is why this is the same rhetoric that they've been talking, and this is why they have been uh, um, linked up to how many scams, because this is who they are. The only one person that said I was a scammer was Shrek, and she'll get hers. Because you want to call me a scammer for what? You took the picture where I took $100 of my own money and went and bought medical supplies for a clinic in the Gambia that I did not have to do, donated it to them. It wasn't a lot, but how many people need canes? My thing is don't look at me and say that wasn't enough, because I mean, you should ask yourself, well, what are you doing? You're a teacher. You didn't travel to how many countries in Africa? Are you going there to, I don't know what you're going there for, but I know that certain things in me, I'm always going to give. I'm just going to be mindful of who I give to now. That's it. But to put on, take my picture and do a screen, cut and copy my face and say scammer. Well, you're going to have to answer to that in court. Prove that I'm a scammer, because I can prove that Quasi and Art and Phoenix, um, by paper, right, scam me out of this money. I can prove that. I can prove that they breached the contract and caused me more money. I can prove that. But if people are criminals and they run from one country to the next, Gambia don't have a jurisdiction over an American in Benin or in Ghana. So you do this, you scam these people, and then you move on. You say I was going to be a rug reeler, and then you move on. No, this is why you're suffering. And you're going to continue to suffer, Phoenix and Quasi and Art and Jibby. You're going to continue to suffer, but it's okay. Moonlight, yes, Tay, you better than them, and we are all too, because you can't do wrong and think blessings supposed to come in. Amen. You're on the right track, Tay. Never give your power over to people. Thank you, Purple Love. Africa operate on a totally different mode. A lot of women be so lonely that they ignore the signs, and that is true. And unfortunately, it turns into something that they never thought could happen. They don't understand African Americans, who are the real indigenous Americans, set the trends for the world. We influence people in politics, music, fashion, etc. Moonlight 555, drop the mic. Because there are even Asian people who act like us. Everybody wants to be like us. But I think that's why there's such a huge fight on us on every level: family, religion, socioeconomic, geographical, everything, education, hair, how we look, everything. Because we don't know who we are. Some of us do, but too many of us don't know who we are. We have no idea. And the ones that do, The people that don't know who they are, they're just going to attack, attack, attack. Truly reuniting with us. I believe if Black American women and men were united with the African community, it will hardly be no single people, and we will have huge families. And that's true. But the division is so paramount that I don't think we will get there. There has been generations upon generations upon 400 years of blah blah blah, them African Americans, oh, them Africans. It's too much division. Even with the Jamaicans and the Haitians, I ain't black. They'll tell you I ain't black. Not all of them, but many. So as long as they divide, they're going to continue to conquer. But my thing is I want to be around like-minded folk. People that recognize the nonsense and like, those are not my peoples. Stay away from me. The people that want to build, the people that want to elevate, the people that don't have time for the nonsense and the malarkey that is going on within the African American community in Africa. Because in front of the camera is kumbaya. Behind the scenes, it's nonsense. And these are from people that are older than me. Thank you, sis. Your goal too. Some people come into people's life and stagnate people's lives. I had an uncle that did that to numerous of women. It was disgusting. Someone said to me, they said you were around demons and devils and snakes when you got to the Gambia. From Mali to Phoenix to Kwesi, I was never around art, but I was dealing with the remnants of art being mad because we were in Africa. I mean, we were investors. Well, how you mad that I'm there? But these weren't these weren't business people. These were scammers. These people were straight up criminals that saw how much money and how people were so interested in going to Africa, especially with what happened with COVID. So everybody in the house, everybody, who knows? There are people that aren't happy in the house. They have to be outside. So who knows whatever reason it was, but there was a lot of talk and a lot of demand, and people were interested in going to Africa, even not even just going, investing. They're like, okay, $500 here, $500 there. But what can you actually do with $500 in Africa? Nothing. You can go on vacation, depending on where you stay, but that's paying for your stay. Your hotel, I mean, your plane ticket is going to be at least $700. So when they say, "Oh, you invest 500, this, that, and the third," you weren't getting anything. But our Kathy's still talking about this $500, right? Oh no, no, no! Now she's talking about 1,200 to rent an apartment on the beach. But who wants to continue to rent? Don't you? If you're gonna rent there, then you should rent here. Okay, it's much cheaper there, but if you're going to rent, you're gonna stay in Africa and just continue to rent. You're not going to try to buy land and build your own home, because we know that you're just paying someone else. You just, not their mortgage, but you're just paying someone else. So you have to think about it with Art Kathy. If this woman is not doing anything wasn't doing anything in America, what do you think she was doing in Africa? Nothing. She complained about how much money we're paying for bills here. So you just have to know what you want and link yourself up with people that aren't broke. If you see someone that's broke, run. If you see someone that has their own money, they're helping other people here and there, that person's not going to scam you because they have their own money. How many have them? How many of them are there? Shrek always thinks she got the tea and the tea be like warm, lukewarm. Sometimes it's cold, but that's who she is. And I too wish her the best. I'm asking God to help me to forgive her. I'm still going to hold her accountable, but I'm asking God for forgiveness because these people are beneath me. They have nothing. I'm not talking about assets. I'm talking about who they are as a person. They have nothing. They don't have character. They don't have any self-confidence because anybody that has something within them and has some self-respect and care about how they carry themselves, they're not going to be talking crazy the way she be talking. They're not going to just go after people just, I don't like her, she's pretty, she's slim. I mean, when I look at the pictures, I said, God dang it, Tay Tay. No wonder why these ugly bees was hating on you. It's not just that you were slim, right? You have I have a nice personality. I smile and I don't look like what I've been through. So, of course. But even with her, may God have mercy on her soul. Because the Bible says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. I'm not a prophet. I don't even know if I'm anointed, but I'm God's child. And I didn't do anything wrong. So the people that put out that negative energy, I pray for you. Because one of these days we're going to see and hear what has happened to you. Because you continue to do it, right? Not my problem. Not my problem. On TikTok, our people are waking up. They're literally on video saying, I'm awoke now, I was asleep, or I have awakened. And we seeing the treachery and dirtiness of people. This is why people say we got, not only do we have to stay prayed up, but I have to protect my good heart. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, oh, I wish I had a husband that was like, not gangster, but not as nice as I am. Right. So if I'm just talking, la, 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 and he look at me, I can change the subject. Someone, a protector, not just someone. This is why I wouldn't date a Gambian in Gambia. Because most of the ones that are established and got some money and have a career, they're most of the time they're married. Right? But I don't want to be with someone if I got to be their mother. I can't have a conversation with them. About 10 minutes in, they don't have anything to say. They're just sitting there. I'm going to become stagnated, like Moonlight said. So I want to be able to grow with my mate. So to each their own. Some women are okay. They're just lonely. They want some loving. Baby, I need your loving. I will pay all the bills now. That's not who I am. That's not who I am. And if that is what is accepted and what it has to be with the Gambian, then I don't want a Gambian. I'm okay with that. Honestly, the what I've been through in the Gambia, who knows how I will feel after I heal and forgive. But as of right now, I know that they're all not the same, but I don't want any parts of any relationships with the no. Romantically, I'm good. Especially if they live in the Gambia. If they live in another country, I may give them a chance. But then they might be trying to take me to the Gambia. I'm like, no, you're not taking me back to hell. No. I might get a husband when I move to Florida. I need a Florida and a cowboy ASAP. We need to go to Texas, Moonlight. Do you ever hear about the black cowboys? Yo, I want to go to that. I don't even know if how I would look in cowgirl boots, but honey, man, see, when they have the black rodeo, I said, no wonder why the white cowboys was hating on them. You are chocolate and you on this stallion. Jesus, take the wheel and the whole car. Oh, Gambian men have made me love my American men a little bit more. And let me just say this. There are good and bad men everywhere. There are. It's just that the world is showcasing the bad ones so much that the good ones are like, you need a magnifying glass to try to find them. So, just like the people that are on this live or the people that are going to listen to the live, the recording, um, there are good women out there. There are good men out there. I just don't want a Gambian. I'm too traumatized. You know how people say, "Oh my God," what is it? Don't listen to. No, no, no. I think it was a Music Soul Child, and then Erica Badu had a song like that, "Bag Lady" and stuff like that. But I don't want to push off my trauma that I've experienced with a Gambian off on another man or another Gambian, right? Um, I don't want to do that. Do I have Gambian male friends? Absolutely. My favorite one does not live in the Gambia, and this man he's been looking out for me just based off of what has happened to me. Now he met me on the airplane. He was so happy. He told me this the other day. He was like, he said, Shantae, it really hurts my heart as to what has happened to you in the Gambia. He said, because I met you on a plane, and this was the only time I flew Air France. That was when Valerie went with me. Horrible person, not my friend anymore. Whatever. People come into your life for a reason and a season. But for whatever reason, even for you, Valerie, I forgive your bald-headed ass. I hope your hair grow back. But I forgive you. You weren't a friend. And I don't know why you were around. Maybe you're a lesbian, but I don't go that way. Whatever. Whatever. But I forgive you because I know that I was one of your only friends here, and now you have no one. So you have the bottle and you have your cats. So you're miserable too. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. But I met him on the plane, and he was like, "You were so happy. You're speaking Wolof. You're so happy." He said, and then the more I talk to you, it's just they're just doing this to you and doing this. And he was like, he said to me, I thought he was just a self-hating Negro. I ain't gonna lie. But I told him the other day, I said, I have to apologize to you because you told me. You told me. And so many times us Americans think, oh, it's because the Gambians or the foreigners, they don't have an education, they don't have this, they don't have that. And we go there with love and we get something that's so horrible in return. And mm, hold on, y'all. Let me get rid of a special education person. Oh, okay. I just lost my live. Okay. So um yeah. I'm not there yet, sis. I'm just trying. We got to work on your forgiveness being softer. You're a gangster, Tay Tay. And that's unfortunately, that's the PTSD. And sadly, that PTSD, that's how it comes out. I'm just trying to find um, the ways um, to use it at the right time. Is what I'm going to say, because sometimes you need that gangster, right? Not gangster, but you're passionate about what you're talking about, right? That passion gets things done. But then there's sometimes where I'm just being petty, like, her bald headed. I forgive you, bald headed ass. I forgive her, But when I saw her and when I walked into class and black people don't speak to each other around here. So, I spoke, but I did sense a little shade, right? Little jealousy. But, when I see that, I need to fully walk away from it. That's the problem. Okay, so this is not, I need to be able to, let me get rid of this person, y'all. There we go. I couldn't do it from my phone. So I need to be able to use it at the right time. But when I saw her, she had, the braids with the burnt ends, and I could see her scalp. I should have known something was wrong then, but you don't trust somebody. No, let me stop. Let me stop. But I did. Okay, so y'all know I make natural products for my hair, right? So when I saw her hair, I was like, that's not good. That's a lot of tension on her hair, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, then when she took the braids out, and I'm like, man, that's she got this fine hair. I'm thinking like that's not good for her, but I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. But she presented herself as a friend, and then come to find out, she may have been one of the ones that was talking to Shrek. But like I said, I'm a real friend through thick and thin. But if you do me wrong, I'm done. Because I already have trust issues. So if I open the door and I let you in, excuse me, and then you turn around and just do something foul, I don't know the balance of that, because it's like you showed me who you are. Now I'm supposed to believe that you're not this person that you showed me. I know better. I know better. So let me see, let me go to these, and then I'm gonna be done, guys. Let me see. That was the best song, right? So you're afraid to go to Texas too? I just told, what's the name of them? I'm afraid to go to Texas. There's certain states I'm like, I'm scared to go to. But I think if I fly in and not drive in, maybe it'll be better. But I felt like that about Florida. I never wanted to go to Florida. I went to Florida before I went to Cuba, went to Dollar General, spoke to them in Spanish, being respectful. And these people gonna say I stole something. But then I proceeded to go in and dump my bag and curse them out like I ain't got a steal for no. But it was just like, and then they said they're gonna call the cops, which I was just like, I was so upset, because I'm like, Shantae, this is one of the states you never wanted to go to, and I enjoyed Cuba, but I realized that I need to travel by myself. I will never take an old 70 something. I ain't gonna say that. She was just miserable. I shouldn't have took her with me. I just shouldn't have took her to Cuba with me. And she showed me who she is. But now when I see her in the gym, that darkness can't withstand the light. I'm gonna be in the class. I'm gonna be dancing. I'm gonna be having a good time. I'm not gonna let you spoil my workout. Uh oh. Uh oh. I think a bug came in. How? It's a screen door. Jesus. Um. I'm just gonna vet the people that travel with me from now on. That's what I have to do. I didn't vet Valerie and her nephew, and he goes to the Gambia, and as soon as the plane lands, he talk about something. He got a date because he on Tinder. Right now, what if something would have happened to him? I'm just gonna vet the people that travel with me. That's all. That's it. I heard the men now ask for you to share your location or they won't date you. I'm like, that must be a new age thing. I'm not sure who. If somebody asks me that, I will block somebody real quick. What in the world? Asking them to share their location. You have to be able to forgive. You poison yourself holding that stuff and end up passing it on to someone else. Thank you, Derek. And every day I'm gonna ask, whenever it rises up, God, I might be. So when I used to work in a high volume, high stress environment all day, I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, help me, God help me. That's what I was saying, and they would laugh at me, right? And they're like, you always calling on Jesus for help. I'm like, look, this job is stressful. I loved it because I'm a high strung person, but it was stressful. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, help me. So now I'm going to say, God, please help me to forgive these people. God, please help me to forgive these people. And one day, forgiveness will be there. And I can put the Gambia behind me, because I want to purge and get rid of everything. Stella, like, me too. It's just me too. I don't like a two-faced person. But thank you, Derek. Um, right about the East Coast. I'm ready to leave the East Coast. Oh, you're on the East Coast and go to the West Coast. Come on over, girl. If you come to Arizona, if you're not Latina, Asian, white, is that all of them? Filipino? they don't want to date you here where I live. Now they were like, oh, if you move to wherever, I'm like, you're lying because I see up there too. It's just the same. Um, oh, you want to go to Florida so you can get on a cruise ship. I want to take a cruise too. So that's why I say it doesn't. I'm gonna tell you about that, and then I'm gonna go. It is having trips with single like-minded women. And I'm going to say like-minded. I'm going to emphasize like-minded because there was a woman that recently went to the Gambia. I'm not going to talk about the logistics of her going, but she shouldn't have went. She should have waited. She went, ended up going by herself, blah blah blah. Somebody helped her out while she was there. And this woman was horrible. The woman that came to visit the Gambia was horrible to the woman that helped her out. Horrible. Just combative, found a dude, but Jesus, 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 but she went and had a good night with the dude. You know what I mean? And it's just like, then if you're going to do that, fine, no judgment, but don't come trying to slap me with the Bible and with Jesus if this is how you're behaving. So that's why I emphasize like minded people. Women that are single, we should not have to stay in the house and, oh, woe is me, I don't have a man. We should be, I mean, we the ones that probably got the money. We don't have a man, we don't have children, we can live our best life. We don't have to say, hey babe, I want to go to the Bahamas for like 4 days, can I go? No. Who's going to stay home and cook and clean and be my slave, my schmeck slave? You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about that. I can just go on here. All right, let me book this ticket. I'm out of here. I'm going for 4 days. Well, I went to go see. Now I do have to get a babysitter, but when I went to go see Chris Brown last month, I got a few more videos to drop for you all because I didn't drop the Afro Beats one. But I booked my ticket and I went. You think, oh, I don't have anyone to go with me? I got Jesus and my 9mm. We good to go. But to go on cruises, I've never been on a cruise, right? To when I went to Cuba, it was through, I think, the Black experience. I don't talk to any of the Black women that was there, you know what I mean? Because I don't know, sometimes Black women, I don't know, I just don't know. I don't know. And I wanted to enjoy the culture. I noticed that the younger girls went just to take pictures on the beach and this, that. And I'm like, to each their own, but I'm going to swim. I want to swim in the ocean. Like, they don't have any current. Like, so, but I just want to be around like-minded folk that want to travel and want to enjoy life. That's what going to the Gambia, well, creating Travel with Tay Tay was about. Showing people that you can travel, you can be single, you could travel, you could be safe. It's just that was just totally different. Gambia is a totally different place, y'all. If y'all ever go to the Gambia, you'd be like, what is this still Earth? You're just confused. It's not, it's a different, it's Gambia is different. It's very different. Um, but I mean, it's funny. I had two people say to me today, like, what? Because I was like, yeah, so when I go back to Africa, da, 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 they was like, wait, when you going back to Africa? We want to go see, we want to go with people that know that. So I'm not thinking about these broke-minded, broke-pocketed scammers, because when you have a light, they could try to quench it. They could try to, put it out, put a little water on it. You could dim it, but my light is going to shine no matter who you are, right? No matter what they're trying to take from me, my light is going to shine. And I'm remembering who I am. Thank you to all of the people that are the subscribers that do have my phone number, that have my email and sent me an email or just sent me something like, hey, trying to remind me who I am. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not fully there, but I'm starting with forgiveness because that is where I'm going to heal myself the most. Okay. Let me get up out of here because this dog is like, girl, I'm putting Stella a timer with eating, and I'm over. Oh God, y'all, my legs hurt so bad. Oh God. Oh, where's your food? I put her on a timer because Stella, if I put the food out in the morning, Stella will not eat. She'll leave the food there and then she'll go and she'll vomit. And I'm like, wait. And she's vomiting up bile. And I'm like, wait, why are you vomiting like you have an empty stomach when the food is here? So someone told me, and a trainer told me to put the food out immediately, like put the food out for a certain time, and she will eat at that time and then take it. So that way she'll know that, hey, you back in Africa, not seriously though, but that way she'll know that, you ready to eat? There you go. That way she'll know that, go ahead, eat your food, that she will eat when the food is there. So that's what I'm doing. All right. Yes, honey child, he was on tender. Had a date, missed his flight, his mother calling him, Stella, eat your food. They're not coming to eat with you. His mother was calling him. He wasn't answering. Stella, cut it out. Mother calling. He wasn't answering, to the point where she called the aunt and was like, oh, could you tell Jeremy to call me? This, that, and the third. She was like, call your mother. Da, 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 da. He was just free. He was free. He was spending all his money on the women. And I'm just like, next thing I know, this boy done missed his flight because he over some girl's house. I mean, if y'all, I think it was the Nufademe live. That's who I'm talking about. They just met. He laying between her legs. I'm like, these desperate Daryls. Um, I can't. Good night, guys. I know it's late over there. It's 10 o'clock over there. She doesn't have worms. She gets her medicine. She gets her shots. Um, I think Stella was just taking for granted the food that was sitting there all day, and she was maybe waiting, thinking she was going to get something else. So that's why I'm like, okay, she's eating right now. You hear the chomp chomp? She's eating. So if she knows when the food is coming, then she will eat at that time. Because I mean, y'all, wait till y'all see Stella. Stella has been through a lot these past 2 years, and I was to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna give her away because Stella was stressing me out because she was in an apartment. Stella's used to being in a house, and she was making my life all living HELL hockey sticks. So I just found that I have to do more training with her. So she get fed in the morning, she get fed at night, and you get treats in between, and that's it. I take the food. So that way, and I've been doing this for like 3 or 4 days. She has not vomited. Because if for this dog to be the food sitting there and I'm not eating that, and then and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? I know she Gambian, but she shouldn't be that damn slow. Um, yeah, some of the biggest devils is the ones that act churchy. Yes, yes. Um, thank you, thank you. I went to Royal Caribbean, had a great time. Single women, I enjoyed that. Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna go on a cruise. Either I'm gonna love it or I'm gonna hate it. That's what people say. You either love it or hate it. I'm gonna go on a cruise. I'm gonna go. Let me know, but give me until 2027 because I'm working on my business. Prosperity and abundance, moonlight, blessings over your business system, because that's what we need, more business women. Um, Stella a hot mess. You do hear her chomping, right? She go off. She like, girl, you supposed to feed me at 6:30. It's 7 o'clock. So I'll feed her, and then she'll go and play with her little boyfriend. Stella has 3 boyfriends, y'all. No, she has. Okay, so Stella got a husband, then she got a boyfriend, and then she got a side thing. Stella is a slutbag whore. Okay, just in case y'all didn't know. Um, so um, one day someone asked me to go and walk their dog. Their dog is huge, bear. He like a freaking pony. So I walked him, took him to the bathroom, and then I brought him to my apartment so he could see Stella. Because when me and Stella walk, we end up walking past their apartment. Y'all, Stella was mad at me. She was on the balcony. I brought him in the house. She came in the house. She looked at him. She went and sat at the balcony, like opened the screen door, and then turned around. I said, ah, so you can go to his house, but you don't want him at your house. Seriously, Stella? When she went out there to the balcony, she was barking and growling, like, get the hell out. And then looking at me like, girl, how dare you bring my side piece to the house? I go to their houses. They not supposed to know where I. Stella is a hot mess, y'all. I'm telling you, she Gambian. Minding you, she got a husband who his name is Max, right? So she's been to his house. I'm gonna show y'all some pictures. She's been to his house, and I should have been recording. I should have been recording. Oh God. So I'm standing there and he is pulling at Stella, pulling at her ear. Come on, come on. I should have recorded because I could have put some voice recording over it. He's pulling at her ear. Come on, come on. Come to the room. Come on, come on. Stella like, you see my mother standing there? No, 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 no. So they ended up running. He finally coaxed her to go to the bedroom, right? Now Stella's the cougar. Max is younger than Stella. Stella's 5. Stella be 5 in November. Max is 2, right? 2 and some change. She goes running behind him. So the mom is like, they probably on the bed. I said, what? So now I sneak. Now I should have had the camera, right? Sorry, y'all. I'm a horrible content creator. I do live in a moment. So I creep to the room. They both on her damn bed. Stella look at me. She go jumping off. Because Stella knows she got her own little furniture. She does not get on this furniture. No, she doesn't. It's bad enough as hair everywhere. She is not welcome on the furniture. She has her own furniture. So she comes running back out. She comes running out. But it was so funny because he really like, come on, come on, come on. So then the second time he tried to get her to do it, I'm like, yeah, go ahead. She like, you ain't gonna trick my behind. She wouldn't. But she ran to the room and jumped on. He jumped on the bed. She jumped on the bed. They having fun, right? You should see them. They be laying down. They're so tired at the dog park. They tire each other out, and then they lay down, and then they're necking. And I'm like, well, thank God they're both fixed because if not, we would have some daggone grand dogs, okay? But it's funny the way Max plays with her. He'll be necking, and then he take his arm. Now how he play fighting with her, right? And he bigger than her. And then he takes his arm and put it around her, and then still. I'm like, how you cheating? She's disabled. But yeah, Stella's a hot mess, y'all. Stella is a hot mess. So she has like 3 dudes. And she does not want any of them at her house, but she can go and see them, but she does not want them knowing where she lives. I am going to feel bad once we move, but hopefully Max's mom will come over and and they could still play together because anytime we walk past, she's trying to pull me to go in their house. This dog is a hot mess. Stella's a hot mess. Wait, you said you out of ideas. My girl, Cat Cardi B, she listened to you with her ears up. she, Stella is disabled and she still got 3 dudes. She need to teach me. But you all have a good night. Thank you so much for vibing with me tonight. I hope you all have a great evening, great Monday night, and I will see you all tomorrow for a workout session. I'm probably going to try to do it at 4 o'clock. I normally work out in the morning, but when I do my lives, it's better for me to do them in the evening because people are not at work. So, and I need to give my legs a little rest. I need to go get in the hot tub because my legs are sore. But I'm gonna take Stella to go see her little boyfriend. What in the hell? Okay, I don't know what the heck that is. But thank you guys, and thank you for the words of encouragement. And if you all are on a live and y'all hear me going off, blah, 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 just put in the chat forgiveness, Tay Tay. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. All right. Have a good night, guys. See you next time.